Hello, everybody. Welcome again to new episode. And again, each time I will ask this: How is everybody feeling? How is your growth? Hope everybody is feeling more and more progressed, practicing, understanding, and knowing you better is the only thing that can happen within yourself. So you have to make an assessment. You can't do it every day, but you assess yourself, let's say after 1 month. You sit and assess yourself and see whether um, you compare what I was 4 months back, what I have become, what is working stronger with me. Am I a better person now? So it's very important to question this within yourself, not as a one-to-one questioning, but small assessment will show you. But those who's released of the consciousness mind from this material world, who has already reached the bigger sphere, will not even have the slightest question to be made to ask the question how I have become. Most of the time, it's the people around you who assess you more than what you can assess yourself, because it is as if you're asking a mirror, tell me what who I am. So very often there will be no reply because it's a reflection of you, and that answer cannot come if you yourself don't react. So I cannot question myself on this. It is just my action will speak for itself with time. So the time will tell, compared to others, what I have become. Or people will tell me, oh, you're doing this now. Oh, how come you are doing this? So they will see that there's an observation, let's put it this way. There'll be an observation from the part of people more than what I want to assess myself. But still, lots of people might be alone. Lots of people might not have so much exposure, or they don't want to have so much exposure. So they can assess within themselves whether I can see the difference or I cannot. But don't remember, each time it's like speaking to the mirror. So it's quite tough to understand that. Anyway, it is, you understood more or less what I'm trying to say. The assessment is very important to be understood as well. I don't know whether we did speak about the Kundalini awakenings in previous episodes. I can't remember that. I'll have to check. But anyway, I'll just explain to you. I think I did. So please understand, everybody has this serpent type of energy which is lying within us, from the base of us to the top. So this energy gets awakened very often when people have an accident, people have a shock, people, so many traumas very often just initiate that, ignite that energy to come out of us. Lots of people do it through meditation. Lots of people get initiated how to do it. Lots of people practice chakra opening. And the more this kundalini, which is like a serpent in the back of our spine, gets activated, the more the person feels energized. And each time it will go through a certain vibration, he can see different things. He will experience different type of out of body, type of energy coming in. Lots of people control it. Lots of people cannot control it. Lots of people, it goes out of hand. He becomes very violent. So people who are listening to these videos and see people around them having such manifestation, or in the family or with friends, should not take that person in a wrong way. On the contrary, should explain to him what is happening, or explain her, this is what is happening. Do you feel this? Are you feeling urges of energy boost coming all of a sudden, and you just feel like shivering and things. So you have to explain these people. Unfortunately, most people doesn't understand when there's Kundalini awakening. They start thinking the person is possessed by demon, or he's going through a negative force, or very often they believe that it's a demoniac type of energy that possess that person. So you'll have to differentiate, especially you who is on the path, will know easier whether that person is possessed by certain spirits or is going through a Kundalini awakenings. Kundalini awakening is quite particular, I think, in most cases. I don't know. It could be particular or very common also. In many people's cases, you will see it's common that the symptoms are more or less the same. The person gets very like a fit type of thing, and some people can control it. Some people start speaking things which were not used, like they call it the silver speeches, that coming from a different type of energy, which is not from within our own setup or material world. All of a sudden, the person might change from who he was or she was, and straight away, that person is starting to speak everything which is like, angelic type and out of this world, trying to speak of goodness, blissful things, and everything, you can do this everything becomes very positive. So this type of people, you should understand them, guide them, treat them differently. Because most of them, this can happen to anyone. It doesn't mean that you have to be someone spiritual. You don't need to do any meditation. Anyone, he can be the worst person on this planet. And all of a sudden he gets an awakening. This can happen to anyone because don't forget we are energies. And those energies happen to come to a point where automatically it needs to dissolve now. So the person in his own consciousness, he doesn't know that he's going to go through that. But it is a cycle. When it comes to the end of it, it has to evaporate and go. So this happens to that person. So if you are experiencing such things, you should guide these people. That's one. Secondly, how to guide them now, it's quite difficult as well. There are certain questions. Are you feeling urges of energy coming through you? Yes or no? Do you feel you want to break or you want to go out of the body? Yes. Then this is a very good answer to that. Are you starting to speak differently compared to before? Yes. Are you now feeling clearer from what you were in your existence before? Yes. Do I now feel like I am feeling detached of all the material stuff? Yes. Am I leaving people behind which I don't want, or the toxic things which were in my life? Yes. Before I used to have lots of needs. For example, I need car, I need this. Today I don't need anything. Yes. Do I feel like this whole world belongs to me? Yes. So these are the signs where, especially you people who are following this from the beginning or in the process or was already in the process, have been experiencing something, you need to go toward these people and help them, get them more and more activated, and let this energy work through them, through your guidance, or get proper people to guide them. Because don't forget, this Kundalini energy, when it gets awakened, it's so strong that sometimes it can become very violent as well. People become very violent because they cannot control it. So if you are there, you can just guide them over how to do it. Secondly, if you are going through these type of energy awakenings, you need to control it at a certain time. When it becomes too strong, some people cannot control it. So knowing that it is there, you have to breathe and bring it back to to the base. Each time when it goes too strong, even it gets a manifestation of about, let's say, 30 seconds or 20 seconds, straight away you have to use your consciousness to say, oh, the awakening is too strong. So you focus it and bring it back to the root chakra. It will calm down. So each time you have to do this. But don't forget in the process as well, There can be so many visions that happen, so many things happening. You can, at the same time, having this energy boost within you. There can be lots of dimension that's open, that you can see different things, or certain things might guide you to the things. So these are the factors of a Kundalini awakening, which is very, very, very strong. Lots of people get new type of information when this is happening. After this burst of energy, he can come up and start writing certain things. Some people can say, I have seen that. These are like, when the consciousness get to a certain level, and then don't forget there is something which is also called the Akashic records, which one day I'll speak to about the Akashic records. Akashic records is a moment in time where the past, the present, and the future all exist at one point. So very often when people get these bursts of energy of Kundalini, he happens to touch the Akashic records. And when he gets into the Akashic record, he starts capturing these type of messages. And once he captures this type of messages, he comes back to normal and starts speaking this. Or some people simultaneously, while having it, can become, the voice of that message. So I'm having it, then I change. I am telling you something else. This can also happen. But some people can have a Kundalini awakening that, burst that can last for minutes. Some people can remain in that energy also, where it's very, very powerful. So imagine like your small body taking like 1,000, 2,000 volts of electricity coming into the system. So the mind, everything just tries to open to a very, very big super consciousness state. And the mind cannot take this at a certain point. And when it cannot take it, it becomes very hard for the human mind to understand what to be projected after. So then the person himself, he doesn't know, or maybe he's confused to know whether what I spoke and that state of mind, and when I'm back to my normal state, what did I speak? Because he's lost. But in fact, he's not lost. His consciousness in which he was now, as a normal human being, cannot capture what the other consciousness was telling him. So he gets certain information. It's just like revelations, You might be getting revelations within yourself, but you don't know how to express it when you're in this normal body. So whatever has been expressed in that time was a different state of mind and different state of consciousness. With this little consciousness cannot know how to reinterpret it. Then it becomes mostly like an observer or an instrument. You become an instrument of that energy. It's going through you, giving that message to whoever it has to be given, and then when it leaves you, you just go back to things. Someone can ask you, oh, but how did you know all this? You say, I never spoke that. So these are the bursts of the Kundalini energy going through it. And the more it goes, what it does, it starts opening all the chakras. It keeps opening all the chakras until it gets to the root, the crown chakra, and tries to open the person to go to this other chakras, which is, the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, or whatever. So this is the Kundalini energy trying to open up that spiritual body which we have into a much bigger sphere or realm, and trying to make it go away. And don't forget, anyone who's gone through a Kundalini awakening cannot reverse that process to say, today it's gone dormant. It doesn't exist. Once it's open, it's open. Now it is up to you to understand where you are standing within that thing. But lots of people think, I had a big burst, but I don't feel it anymore. But it's very simple. It's like, today you don't know how to read the alphabet. You learn A to Z, so you know what the alphabet is. So after reading the alphabet, you can't keep doing again the alphabet. You now need to make words. So once you've learned how to make words, phrases and everything, again I will tell you, but did you read the alphabet? You tell me this very long time I've read it. So it's the same thing. When the awakening happens, it's there. You need just to go to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. Because it cannot reverse. You cannot say, I forgot my alphabet. It doesn't exist. If you can make so big phrases today, it doesn't mean you can forget your alphabet. You will never forget the alphabet. Awakening is the same. Once it's happened, it's finished. Now it is where you grow from there. Am I going to write only words? Am I going to happen to make words with big sentences? Am I going to write some big books? Am I going to make encyclopedia? Am I going to write the Google thing? So it goes on like that. Okay, so this is what the awakening is. We'll have to finish that video now. So please write. Those who feel that they need some help on the awakenings, don't hesitate to write. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and keep growing as always. Bye.